Hello everyone, welcome to Achievers Success, a talk show. I am Abhilash Kshatriya. We have with us Mrs. Rashmi Bhandari, a stylish star, Dean, Placement and Training, Sahyadri College of Engineering and Management, Mangalore. So, please welcome Mrs. Rashmi Bhandari. Welcome, madam.
Thank you so much, Abhilash. What a pleasure.
Yeah. So, as students' favorite madam, as well as a shining star, so I would like to ask purely with respect to placements today. But before we go into placements, I just would like to know more about your childhood days. How was Mrs. Rashmi Bhandari during those days?
Okay, very interesting question, and I would like to tell that it was a very privileged childhood because my father was in the army. So I was born in Meerut and got the opportunity to travel to various parts of the country. So, we changed schools so many times. Like every 2 years, there was a posting. So from Meerut, we went to Ranchi, from there to Ooty, to Bangalore, to Jammu, Missamari, that's in Assam, and then to Arunachal, and then to Chennai.
You've seen almost all the places.
Yes, so you get a full Bharat Darshan.
Yeah.
And then finally I came here because my parents were in Mizoram. So I did my graduation in Mangalore. I went to St. Aloysius, and then I pursued my post-graduation in Roshnilaya. And then I got married. I was there in Puttur, and then I started working, and then in the meantime I did an MA. But I think childhood was something which taught a lot of stuff. Being in the army, I think because you meet a lot of people, and the army culture is very different. It's very different from the civil setup. So you learn a lot of things which help you throughout your life. And I'm ever indebted to the Indian Army for providing such a wonderful childhood, and to my parents. I think that those formative years did play a very crucial role.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's great to hear, madam.
Yes.
Now coming to the actual point regarding placements. You have seen so many students throughout your career. So usually when a student is in second PUC or maybe in first PUC also, they would like to go for higher studies like graduation, engineering or BSc or BA or BCom or anything. So from a PUC student point of view, when they look for a college, placement plays a very important role. Everybody would be like placements. So what would you like to suggest for PUC students who are looking for colleges as well as higher studies?
Alright.
Yeah.
So if you are a PU student, there's a whole wide variety of options available. And I think first and foremost for a student to decide would be to make the right choice of a career.
Yes.
So it is about, because in 10th you should have taken the correct path, chosen your career, whichever stream you want to take up. But again, 12th is again a point in case the decision was not very clear, you again have 12th.
People say that it's a turning point.
It's a turning point.
Yeah.
Actually 10th is a turning point, but then 12th again could be another turning point. And I think it's not late to change courses. So this is one thing which I think every student should keep in mind, to take a course which is very conducive for them, in terms of their attitude and their aptitude and their skills and their liking and their passion. It's not that things would be very clear, but choose something which you're interested in, because every field is very interesting. So if you've made the correct choice, then I think the choice of college comes next. So choice of college, like Abhilash you said, it all depends on a lot of factors. But placement is the icing on the cake, because if there is wonderful placements happening in any college, that means the rest of the thing is there in place. A company does not come to any college just like that.
Exactly.
So they have this accreditation process. So they see whether the college is accredited, what is the ranking, what is the intake, what is the CET ranking or the ranking of the student, in PU before they enter, what is the gender diversity, they look into that. They also look into aspects like how many publications, how many PhDs are there, and what is the overall ranking of the college. So a lot of parameters are taken into consideration before a company, a top brand company comes to a college. So if the companies are coming, if you have the A-list company, the CMM5 level companies coming to a college, you can be rest assured the rest of the thing is in place. That what it basically means is the company has done its homework. So you don't have much to think, because if those companies are coming to the to a particular campus, that means the college is very good. That means it is attracting the best of talent in terms of students and faculty. And it's very important that you are there with bright minds, because you may be whatever level, but by association you actually go a step further. So if you have the right mix of good students, great faculty, exposure and industry exposure, and of course, placements is there, I think you should go ahead and join that particular college. Be wherever. People always want something very close to their house. I don't think that should be a factor, because you're not going to sit at home, you're not going to be working at home, you're going to go anywhere, right? So you should choose the college wisely, and choose not based on location too, but all the other parameters that I've already told. And placement definitely is one major parameter.
Yes.
Yeah. If that is in place, the rest is already in place.
Yeah. So now that the students have entered the college, then it can be a 4-year program or a 3-year program. So how do they start their preparation?
Alright.
Yeah,
that's a great question, Abhilash, because usually students think that the placement is happening in the final year, maybe in the 3rd year or in the final year, but the preparation starts way beyond. Your marks for 10th and 12th is taken into consideration for placements. All companies ask for that, and academics play a very important role. So if you are a graduate, any BSc, BCom or engineering graduate, your marks, again, your graduation marks plays a huge role. So actually the students should focus right from the first year on their marks. So that's very important, because your aggregate needs to be high. Consistency, they look at something around, maybe a 6 CGPA or a 7 CGPA consistently, okay? And if there are higher paying companies, they will look at even 8 CGPA. And if you are any ordinary graduate, not particular to any particular branch, then a CGPA 8 is very important. And even in engineering, the higher the paying package, the higher the CGPA. So marks is one criteria. Second is the aptitude, because you have to start practicing aptitude, and every year the aptitude gets tough. In fact, I see most students getting out because of aptitude than for any other reason. So if you are eligible, then you can enter the placement, you are there part of the screening process. Then your aptitude, which is extremely important. And then of course your communication skills, you need to hone your communication skills, because every company is looking at people who can communicate well. It's a global village. And then of course your technical stuff. So if your marks are there, I'm sure you will clear your technical also, and projects. I think if you can have that and a few internships in place, I think it should be great.
So usually students will be confused when they come to the final year. So one more confusion would be like, usually they say that let me work for a year and then let me go for higher studies. So this confusion of working for a year and then going for higher studies, or getting placed immediately after their graduation, which would be the right combination?
Okay, it also depends upon every student, because not everyone is interested in higher studies, which I can understand. So especially if you're an engineer, higher studies may not really be vital, it may not be important, because companies are not looking for post-graduation. So if for an engineering graduate, BE is more than enough, unless they want to get into teaching or they want to get into R&D, something like that, then they have to go pursue higher studies. But then if you still want to pursue higher studies, Abhilash, it would be great if the student actually takes a pause, a break, works for 2 years, and experience, and then the best university in the world and then apply. Otherwise it would be a mistake, because you're just not, you don't know yourself which stream is good, which is the best university. You may not have the funds, your preparation may not be adequate. So it's better that you actually work for 2 years, and this work experience really helps you a lot. So that is recommended. And if you are a graduate, any other graduate, then you should, if you're planning for higher studies, you should be planning right when you're studying. It is not like 3 years I study and then I don't get a job and then I go for higher studies. You will get into a college which is not really good, and then your whole career is going to take a nosedive. So better that you start, if you're planning for higher studies, plan when you are studying itself, and it takes at least 2 years of actually vigorous preparation to clear any of the top level examination, be it CAT or anything. So you really have to focus a lot and then do that. So
experience matters a lot.
Experience, ideally you work for 2 years and then take up if you're an engineer. For another graduate, again if you can work for 2 years, it would be great. Otherwise please prepare your preparation at least 2 years before while you're studying. Not last minute I didn't get anything and then I go for that. That would not work.
But as you know, madam, students have a lot to study in their regular curriculum. How to plan in such a way that some at least 1 or 2 hours I can dedicate for this placement preparation every day?
No, I think, what is there, and I think online classes nowadays is a boon for everyone.
Yeah.
You're saving at least 2 hours on traveling.
Yes.
So, and I think with the new thing, the new normal will not have regular, the things are going to change. We will not be studying the way we were usually studying.
Okay.
So I think everything has changed so drastically. So there is time. So if anyone is saying I don't have time, that's a big lie.
Yeah.
You are fooling somebody. In
Yeah.
fact, you're only fooling yourself. So there's nothing like no time.
Yeah.
And even if you have, 8 hours is there for sleep, 8 hours is there for study, you still have another 8 hours. What are you going to do with that? You better take out at least 2 hours. No one should be saying I don't have time. Time is there. If you
Okay.
want, the time is there.
Yes.
Yes.
So coming to the another aspect, it would be like students who do not get placed off campus
Yes.
placements.
Yeah.
How does that work, man? Actually?
Yeah.
Like,
Good question, Abhilash.
Yeah.
But you know what? Very sad if you're not placed in the campus.
Yeah.
Because I think the best thing that can happen to any student is to get placed in the campus.
Yes.
It's a lot easier
Yeah.
because the company expectations are very less. They don't expect anything much from a student in college. Okay,
Yes.
when you're in college, they're just expecting maybe the fundamentals, your subject basics, and a little bit on your project
Okay.
and an internship. But the moment you step out of college, then they look into all the other areas. Okay, so
Yes.
and then it's an open competition. The whole country is competing. So my recommendation is please grab any opportunity that you can while in college. But for whatever reason, if you don't, then don't lose heart. There are a lot of portals, where they are off campuses happening and all that. You need to register, and they give you an opportunity. So there are enough, and I'm sure students know about it.
Yes.
So there are those portals where they need to register themselves,
Yeah.
and they have to pay a little amount, but it is worth it because they will give you these opportunities wherever there's an off campus. So that's the way. But pick up anything that comes your way. Don't sit idle, because if you sit idle, you'll have to talk about the gap. What were you doing 2 months, 3 months? So that becomes a challenge. So start working, and then once you work, your network also increases, and then you can also keep applying. So
Exactly.
that is what you need to aspire for.
Okay.
So or you could do some course and upskill yourself and then apply, but take up something. Don't wait. Register in the portals or do some skilling course, upskilling. But be very careful, because a lot of people who will fleece you. They will say, promise you do this course, and
Yeah.
then you will get an
Exactly.
off campus. So that may not happen. You'll have to reach out to your alumni, your faculty, your placement department, and network with people to find a great job. But you'll have to do this. It's a constant process, and I think it's a lifelong process. It's not like this helps you all throughout your life. But a lot of preparation if you don't get it through campus.
yes.
Yeah.
The good news is that Rashmi Bhandari madam has a YouTube channel through which she has interviewed lots of resource people. Also, she has a website where she will post the job openings, the recent openings, and all those things. That's really great, madam.
Yeah. Thank you, Abhilash.
Yeah. Can there be a system where in a class of 60 students, if 40 get placed, the 20 will remain unplaced?
Yeah.
So can these 40 placed students guide and motivate these 20 non-placed students?
Yeah.
Can a system be created?
Abhilash, I think that definitely is being there, unofficially done in every class.
Yeah.
Because I think, as soon as, initially I've seen this happening, as soon as a company students get selected, there's a high, wow, I've got
Yeah.
selected. Then again there is, oh, my friends didn't get selected. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of, the exchange amongst the student community, even though we don't formally do it,
Yes.
there's a lot of, exchange of ideas, where students actually help them and guide them do
Okay.
that. Every college can actually take this initiative where, the students actually, senior students guide the juniors.
Yeah.
We have something like this which is happening in our campus.
Yes.
What they do is, they guide the juniors
Okay.
as well as the batchmate. Batchmate,
Okay.
it's not unofficially
Yeah.
because you don't want to be guided by your own classmate
Yeah, yeah.
in a rigorous program.
Yeah.
But then juniors, where they take mock interviews
Yes.
and when they share their experience and all
Yeah.
that. In fact, my YouTube channel, I'm just capturing that.
Okay.
Because what happens is, if there's a student and they share their experience, I
Exactly.
found that experience is lost.
Yes.
So better capture it, and then just put it up over there
Yeah.
for everyone. Because,
Yeah.
every student is like, everyone is like ours.
You
right?
understand reality.
Yeah, so they get an
exactly
idea, like what
Yes.
questions.
Yeah.
And it could be the same repetitive. If you see around 5-6 videos, all the students will do understand that the questions that were asked is the same.
Yeah.
It's nothing nothing new, there's no
Yeah.
rocket science, okay?
Yeah.
Everyone is asking the same thing.
Yes.
All that they need is to get prepared.
Yeah.
So I think that system is there, and I think if every college can adapt something like this, and use it, it would be
Okay.
really wonderful. Because it definitely, peer communication is much more greater.
Okay.
Yes.
Usually the first question would be like, tell me about yourself,
Yes.
and then it starts.
Yes.
So what is that one wow factor which you would like to tell, like about telling me about yourself?
About yourself, I
Yeah.
think an interview is about you yourself, right? So you need to be a wow factor in
Yeah.
order for that wow to come out.
Yeah.
So I think what you have to do is, your interviews would be basically 20 years, when you're around 20, 21 years. So it's a culmination of your whole personality. So I think a lot of stuff should be, you should be, as students, you would have participated in a lot of competitions and public speaking and technical affair things and your projects and all that. So all these aspects, don't neglect it, because these things add on. Everything adds on. So you are not like, oh, I just get up and then I prepare. Tomorrow is my interview and today I'm getting ready. No, it's actually 20 years of preparation that has taken you to reach the final over there. So everything that you did in school, you participated in a fancy dress, you participated in some newspaper, you read the newspaper, some quiz, some contest, you asked a question in the class. So all this adds on. So
you need to be active every moment.
Every moment, make use of everything, because everything adds on to your personality. Everything is a teaching, everything is a life lesson, which will be definitely reflected in your interviews.
Yeah. That would be great to hear, madam.
Yes.
When I usually ask students regarding the placement officer, now you are the Dean of Placement and Training of Sahyadri College of Engineering and Management, I always hear when I say Rashmi Bhandari, students would be like, wow. So what is that wow factor in Rashmi Bhandari?
I don't know, but I think basically it's plain simple hard work.
Yeah.
I think everyone should keep in mind overnight success takes 20 years.
Yeah.
It's a lot of hard work and just doing what you really love. I think that's about it.
Yeah, that's really words of wisdom, man. Yeah. Coming to another side where the expectations of parents matter a lot.
Yeah.
So a little advice to parents or suggestion to parents regarding their expectations on their kid. Like when they go into college, they'll be like, this person has to get placed. Not all, some. So some suggestion towards parents.
I think parents, you should not let your expectations come down. What expectations you had from a kid, I've taught in schools, so I've seen how anxious, how parents are when when the kids are in the first year, second year, first standard, second standard, third standard. But somehow, and up to the 10th and up to the 12th, But the moment a child steps into college, they just let go. I think that's a mistake that parents do, and I feel that they're still kids. You should not let go, and you should actually monitor your kid because they're still very young. So you have to actually, I'm not talking about just sitting and seeing what they're doing all the time, but then overall supervision is very important, and get in touch with the college, because I've seen parents attending PTA meetings, but when it comes to college they just don't come because the kids say don't come. So don't listen to your kids. Please, they are your kids, okay? They are your kids, your responsibility. And in fact, if you have this thing that they should be placed, there is nothing wrong. I think every parent should expect that the child should be placed. Taking up a job, not taking it up is secondary, but parents should not let their expectations come down. If you are expecting a child to get placed, fair enough. It is a very genuine expectation, and I think you should not let go. For the only thing request is that please monitor your kids and please be in touch with the college so that you know what is happening overall. Because I've seen parents coming in the final year and telling my child is not placed, not knowing that the placement actually started at the end of the 6th semester or maybe in the beginning of the 7th semester. You come to the college in April when the kid is passing out and not even knowing whether the companies have come or not, because your child will not say that. So I think be in touch. That's very important right from the first year, and just monitor your kid a little bit. And I think that extra support from home definitely helps. Kids need that support. They look big, but being behind them, I'm not talking about totally this thing, but give them their freedom. But at the back, behind, know what your kid is doing. It's very important for you to know that. And if they know that they have a parent standing behind, that gives them an added support to flourish and to do well. So I think that's important.
Yeah. Meanwhile, teachers also play a very important role.
Absolutely.
So teachers who teach the regular subjects, technical subjects, how important is their role towards this placement?
Alright. Abhilash,
little tips.
Abhilash, a very important question. Let me tell you, teachers, it is you who actually lay the foundation. Because you know what? Whatever you do in the class is what is going to be asked in the interview. So there's nothing new that is coming. So if you do your job well, let me tell you, there is nothing the student actually has to do. But then you can do as much as you can, because the student also has to do their part. But you play a fundamental role, because everything is asked from the basics, everything is asked from what you teach. Nothing new is being asked in the interviews. Very simple stuff. So I think you should also get in touch with the placement department just to understand what sort of questions are being asked, and then also be a part of the child's, your students' success. Because you know what, if a student is getting places because of you, you taught them the fundamentals, you taught the subject. So I think it's not the placement department, because the placement department is just a mediator between the company and the student. It is your child, it is your student who has actually got the job because of your hard work. And one request to all the faculty who are watching: simplify. A great teacher simplifies. So I think you have to get into the depth of your subject, because we know that all sorts of students come to us. Not everyone is at that level. So as a teacher, your duty is to actually dig deeper into your subject, so that you can extract the essence and give it. If you can do that, believe me, people will just come to you. They will just flock to you to learn, because there's a dearth of great teachers, because only a great teacher simplifies. And I think if you can do that, because schools complicate, a great teacher simplifies.
Exactly.
If you could simplify, you've done a fab job.
Those were truly words of wisdom from Mrs. Rashmi Bhandari madam. So one last advice or suggestion to all the students who are looking for placements. I know patience matter a lot, but maybe one last
I think, yes, students, I think you should be hungry. You should be hungry for more. Like, they say, dil mange more. Don't lower your expectations.
Thirst for knowledge.
You should be, and you should expect a lot. And so I think, you get as much as you want, right? So because there is no dearth of good companies. People are ready to give an arm and a leg to get a good student. And if you can be that student, there's no stopping you. So, work hard. That's the only thing. That's the only way to succeed. That's the only way to.
Magic won't happen.
Yeah, that's the magic. Because of that, magic will happen.
Yeah.
So you just need to put in your hard work, and that's it. And expect, have great expectations. So I think if you do that, and if you're backing your expectation with your hard work, I'm sure there's no stopping you. In fact, I think God will look down and say, hey, who is this? Flying over there. So I think that would be it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, madam.
Yes.
And thank you for your words of wisdom.
Yeah.
It was really an awesome time.
Yeah.
You speaking about the different words, as well as guiding the students, parents and teachers. That's really wonderful. Thanks a lot for being as a guest of my show.
Thank you so much, Abhilash, for inviting.
Yeah.
And I wish you and Avinya, your trust, all the wonderful wishes, and do well. Huh?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, viewers, for watching. So, see you in my next episode. Till then, take care. Bye-bye. Wish you success.